Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about what I think the Trump game plan is. This is as of November 7th. The media has declared Joe Biden the winner, and that means absolutely nothing. Okay, none of the states have actually certified their elections. So the last time I did a video, I had this board here, two columns, Democrats, Republicans. And in the last video, I had the presidency in the Democrat column because I did not see a possible way that that Trump would win. And the reason is and this is thanks to one of you guys, one of my viewers pointed out something really important to me that I did not know, and I'm very thankful. And the information here goes both ways. That's why the comment section is really important. I want you guys to participate in the comment section. But one of my viewers pointed out, and I've since verified it, through another source, that if no candidate gets 270 electoral votes, right? We all know that it goes to the House, right? The House gets to pick the president, the Senate gets to pick the vice president, and I assumed, okay, that each member of the House would get one vote. And what I found out, okay, is that that's not the case. In the House, each state gets one vote. They get one delegate sent by the legislation of each state. Okay, so it's not the House members that would be voting. It's whatever delegates the state legislators send. And I know that even in states where you have Democrat governors, because they've got those cities with all those, for years they've been fudging the elections in the cities. But like in my state, in Pennsylvania, we have the legislation is controlled by Republicans. So regardless, regardless of what the media says the Pennsylvania results are, if the state is not able to certify it, and there's a whole process they got to go through, then they're not able to submit that, And if it's not submitted, basically, if neither candidate gets 270 votes, then it goes to the House. And like I said, in the House, each state sends one delegate to represent them. And I think that there's a lot more Republican legislations, in the union than there are Democrat legislation. So I think that's the game plan. What I think Trump is going to do is he's going to continue to fight this in the courts. And it's not like he's going to, I don't think he thinks that he's going to win to the extent that they're going to actually throw out, because here's what really needs to happen is each vote needs to be matched up to a registered voter, right? So that's what should happen. What I think Trump is going to try and do, obviously he's going to try to get that done, but he's also going to try to prove fraud. He's going to try to prove cases where you have one person voting multiple times. He's going to try and prove that they have votes that were postmarked after the election date. He's going to try and prove that you got dead people voting. And what that's going to do is it's going to tie up the process at the state level so that the state like Pennsylvania, cannot certify its election. Okay, and if you do this in all the swing states, you do this in Pennsylvania, do this in Wisconsin, do this in Minnesota, do this in Georgia, do this in Nevada. If you do it in all these states, where they're if you're holding them up so that they cannot certify their election, then when we get to January, there's not enough. Nobody has the 270 electoral votes, and then it goes to the House. So I'm actually feeling a lot better today, given this information that I just found out yesterday, than I was a couple of days ago. Because now I see a clear path. Now, you might say, why are we fighting so hard to keep Trump in the White House? Right? We've got the Senate. We've got the Supreme Court. The Senate basically is going to protect the Supreme Court. we can, if Biden becomes president, he's not going to be able to pass any legislation. We're in a position where we can throw out unconstitutional legislation with our Supreme Court. Why are we fighting so hard, to keep Trump in office? I mean, I'm just to a large extent, I never loved the guy, primarily over the bump stock ban and the red flag laws that he supported. I just never loved the guy, but I realized that he is better than Biden. Biden's a lot worse. So, but here's the main reason, the real reason why I want Trump to win, is because the Democrats, if they win this, they will have won through fraud. They will have won by cheating. They cheated twice. I mean, I think they planned this thing out from the beginning. Their goal was to really push. They had this plan to have all these fraudulent mail-in ballots that were going to be fabricated in the cities. So they needed a mechanism to get people to do the mail-in ballots as opposed to show up and vote in person. So I believe that's the reason why they played up the COVID-19 hoax. Okay, now again, I don't mean that the virus itself is a hoax, but the panic that they created is a hoax. Now, I think initially they were just looking to weaken the economy so bad that people would want nothing to do with Trump, because they realized that Trump was definitely going to win with a strong economy. And then as that progressed, and they saw how a lot of people were panicking, they saw the toilet paper panic buying. Then they realized that, hey, they can use they came up with the mail-in ballot scam. And in the past, again, we have the absentee ballots, but in this election, they've been basically just throwing these mail-in ballots all over the place. And then they even changed the law in my state where the mail-in ballots could be postmarked, I think, 3 days later. So it's terrible. We have to stop it now, this election, because if we don't stop it this election, we are never going to see a Republican president or a president of any other party. Basically, the Democrats are going to keep using their numbers in the city to keep electing Democrat presidents. So, we have to stop it here now. We can't wait 4 years from now to try and stop them from doing this again, because again, we're going to be in once it's done, it's kind of too late. So regardless of whether we end up being successful or not successful, whether or not, even if this plan to keep Trump in the White House, by forcing a vote into the House, even if that fails, the more important thing is that we establish that mail-in ballots are not good enough. That it has to be in-person voting, with ID, because that's going to prevent the fraud going forward in the future. So this is what this is all about. It's not about keeping Trump in the White House. It's about preventing the Democrats from stealing future elections. Okay, so again, where we are right now, as of November 7th, Democrats had the House. They lost seats there. They're not happy about that. They control the House. They control the FBI. They control the CIA. They control our military leaders. And by that, the last video I did, I said that since I kind of made it seem, and that's not what I meant to do. I made it seem that because they have if they have a Democrat president, they control these. They control this. That's not the case. Regardless of who the president is, the Democrats are going to have control over this, because all these people in the FBI, CIA, the military leaders, the military establishment, they're all Democrats. They're all loyal to the Democrat Party. They're not loyal to the Constitution. So that's why these guys are solidly in their place. If Trump does manage to win, he needs to really seriously consider breaking up the FBI, breaking up the CIA, breaking up the military leadership, even if that weakens our country. I think that we're more at risk from internal tyranny than some external attack at this point. Okay, and again, the Democrats have about 70% of the police. I don't care if 100% of them voted for Trump. Police basically, the only thing that they really care about is their paycheck. Okay, so if Democrats are paying the police, that's who they're listening to. Most of the police are in the city. That's where they have the greater populations. And I don't care what they say or how they vote. At the end, their priority is their paycheck and their pension. So the police have 70% of the Democrats on our side. Our strong cards on the Senate, Supreme Court. We have to protect these two at all costs. I mean, this is the hill that we live or we die on. We have this ununified militia. That's really cool, but this is no match for this. Okay, so this is nice. It looks cool on video. The pictures look cool, but don't expect that there's going to be some type of uprising where we're going to overthrow the tyrants. The command and control structure on this side is too well organized. This is never going to beat that. It's good that we have it. We should keep developing it, but it's not there. And we have about maybe 30% of the police that say they're on our side, but I don't think, basically in the end I think they're all going to come over to this side because most of them in the end are chasing that paycheck and that pension. So this is what I see where we are right now as of November 7th. I do think Trump has a really good plan. It makes sense. I want to thank the member that, the viewer that pointed it out to me. I'm also going to put a link in the comments section to another video with a person that's even a lot more knowledgeable, that's very knowledgeable on this, who talks about the details that I think you guys should all watch. So, look below I'm going to pin it. Look in the comments section. There's a video there that I think all of you should see. Thanks for watching. If you're not a member of the channel, please subscribe. See you guys next time.